What is the best orc cinematic?
The orcs are one of the classic factions of 40K, and the first probably big time video game was that of Dawn of War. This RTS game pit the Blood Angels against the orcs in this beautiful cinematic that shows just how resilient and tough the orcs are.
I think one of my favorite scenes is when an orcs and the Space Marines clash. The orcs are kind of like starting to stab and really get stuck in with the Space Marines, and then out of nowhere the Dreadnought comes out. Devastating with its assault cannon, killing a bunch of orcs, but then a tank buster, one of my favorite greenskins, runs up with like a bomb, plants it on the side of the Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought, boom, blows up. Masterpiece. That's why I think it's my favorite cinematic.
What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1!
And once again, we're back at it, answering more questions in another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And happy Orktober! We are celebrating the greenskins for the entire month of October, as it should be, as any wargamer should do. So if you're a noob to the hobby, maybe start an orc army. It's good for you.
Yeah, orc lore is some of the craziest and some of the most best lore out there. So let's put the Space Marines off to the side and let's dive into this orky goodness.
With the question of today, and the question is, what is the best orc cinematic? There's a lot of trailers that include the orcs, but I think my favorite has to be the original Dawn of War.
Yes, the orcs are one of the classic factions of 40K, and the first probably big time video game was that of Dawn of War. This RTS game pit the Blood Angels against the orcs in this beautiful cinematic that shows just how resilient and tough the orcs are.
I think one of my favorite scenes is when the orcs and the Space Marines clash, right? They're going into close combat, they're fighting each other. There is an orc flyer passing overhead right now, dropping bombs, so ignore that. But anyways, they're clashing, close combat. The orcs are kind of like starting to stab and really stuck in with the Space Marines, and then out of nowhere the Dreadnought comes out, devastating with its assault cannon, killing a bunch of orcs. But then a tank buster, one of my favorite greenskins, runs up with like a bomb, plants it on the side of the Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought, boom, blows up. Masterpiece. That's why I think it's my favorite cinematic.
Yeah, like I think the Dreadnought is what makes this awesome cinematic for me. Just the roar of the assault cannon
and how he dies.
Yeah, the explosion. I mean, there's a little bit more after that, but I think that's like the highlight of it. We were middle school when we first saw that trailer?
Yeah, we were kids.
And that was just the cherry on top of what 40K meant to us as players.
Now, obviously, there's a bunch of honorable mentions. I think the latest Pariah Nexus, or maybe not Pariah Nexus. What's the Gene Seed Warhammer TV show?
Tides.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Tides has a really cool episode where there's a bunch of fly boys fighting an aerial attack on the Imperium.
Guardsmen.
Yeah, that's really cool. The Elysian Drop Troops? No, I think they're just regular.
I think they're just regular guardsmen. But like the dogfight in the air is something you don't really see too much in 40K. Yeah. Usually it's naval battles like in the friggin' space. So like to see them in orbit actually fighting, that's pretty cool. And on top of that, you also have a battle going on the ground with Kazarkin, commissars, and like these orcs are just getting shit done.
Yeah, but it does highlight how there's been so much improvement within the cinematic universe of Warhammer 40K. I still want to see what the creator of Space Marine does with the orcs, because we saw little snippets.
Astartes?
What did I say? Space Marine?
Space Marine. Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah. But yeah, honorable mention is definitely Tides for me.
For me, I would have to say the Kill Team trailer with the Deathcore Krieg going up against the orcs. You've got snipers, you've got bomb squigs, flamers. It's a really awesome cinematic.
I think it also highlights the brutality of the orcs when the Burna Boy shows up and just like torches the shit out of that Kriegsman who's on the floor. And yes, you've mentioned it, the bomb squid. The bomb squid running up and...
Because you're also like in a POV of the squig, so you're seeing him darting across the... I don't even know. They're like in some manufactorum. It's really awesome.
Yeah, it's super, super cool.
That's one of the things that GW needs to do more. Like, you see these awesome cinematics and these awesome trailers, but when it comes to their shows, I feel like they just fall flat most of the time.
The shows?
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole show on orcs. I think it was a whole episode of Bolter and Chainsword focusing around the orcs, and like that got...
but it's goofy, isn't it?
Yeah, that got like bad reception.
I don't like when Games Workshop or any content creator makes the orcs like over the top goofy. I know for Christmas last year or 2 years ago, there was that whole like a grot who's like a famous, like a singer, or no, like a mystery dude or something like that, like very Sherlock Holmes kind of thing. I didn't like that.
But you have like the Grot Miss Christmas.
That one, I did not like that one. I didn't like that one.
GW's been big on Grot Miss.
Yeah.
Like the 25 days of Grot Miss. It's like what happened to Sanguinala.
Yeah. But then there's also the rock band, the Ork rock band and stuff like that. That's super like cheesy and stuff like that. I think they missed an opportunity by not including some type of Beast Snagga kind of cinematics. I remember that there was an old story in one of the codexes. I think it was 3rd edition or 4th edition. There's 3 squigs, or no, there was 3 snake bites talking to each other, and then they were all squig riders, right, or whatever they used to be called. One of the squigs attacks the orc boy and runs off. So then the other 2 orcs that are on the squigs, they're making fun of the one that just got knocked out. They're like, haha, now you don't have a squig. And then in that brutal, like, funny nature, it's like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to take your squig. And then they fight. So all 3 snake bites are fighting each other for these 2 squigs. And they end up killing one of the orcs in order to... Now there's only just 2 snake bites with 2 squigs. And I thought that was just so like orky and brutal and just funny because they're all like they're laughing the entire time as they're butchering their friend who just probably went to war with. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and like that's how the orcs I feel should be, goofy in that like murderous way.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, look at me, I'm a silly little orc, ha ha.
Playing a guitar or wearing like a little like what is it called?
A little monocle.
Yeah, no, screw that. Show 2 orcs killing each other just for the fun of it.
Right. This is like 40K. It's supposed to be grim dark.
Yeah. Next question.
The big one. Do you think my landlord would be offended if I told him he can't come in to inspect my apartment since I spilled a huge bowl of rice on the floor and he'd be too tempted to pick it all up? I mean, just pick up the rice, man.
You dropped rice and your landlord wants you to go pick it up? Or what?
He's saying, like, his landlord would be offended if he dropped rice.
Oh. Since it's Orktober, what you should do is next time the landlord wants to come into your house, beat his ass.
Yeah.
Next question comes from...
Ooh, I got one by Soon Gone. If you guys had to be in a Chaos Legion, who would it be? For me, I don't think anybody would choose the Death Guard, but I would.
Oh, I think everybody would choose the Death Guard. You, like, become... Ignorance is bliss kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Except there is no ignorance. You're just blissful.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you're so corrupted and, like, you're oozing, your body's breaking apart, but you don't feel that pain. That's the cool thing about Death Guard and Nurgle. It's like you're literally decomposing. You might be hacking up a lung, your eyes dripping off, but you don't feel the pain that your body is in. And because of that, you want to spread what you have. You're like, oh, join us. Like, this is the best that you can ever be. So I think that's actually one of the better ones, surprisingly.
Yeah, because if you're going to go into the deep end, you might as well go without having any pain receptors. And that's what Grandfather Nurgle does. He blesses you with this, like, disease that to other people will be grotesque. And it's like, ew, his intestines are on the ground and he's dragging, like, his eyeballs and shit. But no, like, you don't feel no pain. You don't need eyes anymore because grandfather Nurgle's leading you, and then you just get one big ass eye in the center and become a plague. What is it called?
Plague bearer.
Plague bearer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would agree. I would say that any type of plague marine would be cool.
Yeah. You could be one of the new ones and have like a badass huge blade on your back.
Hell yeah. I do think that some of the conversion work that you see on Instagram for Plague Guard is the best.
Yeah, any type of conversions that has to do with like filth and rotting and decomposing, as nasty as it is, it's always really like beautiful.
Yeah.
There's like some irony of like death and decomposition is like giving you that like, oh, this is actually pretty cool vibe.
Yeah. I would challenge myself. I'm probably going to do this next year if the whole monthly kit bashing thing goes well for the One Mind Syndicate page. But I would challenge myself to create an entire, maybe like 1,000-point army of Death Guard or of Plague Marines, but using the Primaris Marines and then just like
making them.
Yeah, making them nasty. The one Legion that I thought I would really like, and I bought a bunch of models for, and now I regret it, is the Thousand Sons. The Thousand Sons, having the theme of the Egyptian, like pharaohs and magic and all that kind of stuff, what's it called? Like, funnels you into this, like, creative, like, hole.
You can't do too much out of the box stuff.
Yeah. And then the stuff that they do come out with looks stupid. Like the automatons that the Thousand Sons can bring. That's so lame.
I feel like it would be a better model if it wasn't maybe positioned in that way. They look too static.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But at the same time, like, they're supposed to be, like, robotic.
I know, but, like, so if the theme is Zinch with the Thousand Sons, add more sorceress flair. I do like the sorcerers on their discs. I think that looks really cool. But like Rubric Marines and just regular Thousand Sun Marines, they look stupid. Or not, they don't look stupid. They just, there's nothing cool about them.
They're too plain. Where like Nurgle, you have all these like bits and bobs and like little things that you could add to make them look more grotesque. When you're looking at the completely other side, they're shiny, they're robotic, they're literally just suits of armor. So you can't really add the flair of chaos on there.
Yeah.
I think they would be better if you added more of the Zechian motifs on there, like maybe have them have feathers, beaks, talons, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or like the wispiness of the Zechian horrors.
Yep.
Something like that to make them look more demonic instead of just like shiny robots.
Yeah. There's a company, is it Siege Studios? Their logo's white, right?
I believe so. Or silvery.
They do really good conversion works for Thousand Sons. So if they can do it, why can't GW?
Yeah, I feel like GW drops the ball on a lot of like things, but at the same time, like they're making the basis, and then it's up to everybody else who like 3D prints and stuff like that to just add. That's why you see so many awesome designs of like on Etsy and stuff like that of Space Marines, but with a different design, of Tau battle suits, but with like a different motif, of Chaos, but with like more grandeur. So it's like, yeah, I think GW could do these things, but at the same time, like, to focus so much on one faction will take away from all the others, and that's what all the other 3D printers and sculptors are doing.
Can step up and do, yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the questions for today. You answered the...
Yeah, I'd still stick with the Death
Plague,
Guard,
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening and hanging out with us. Don't forget to ask more orc questions for the rest of the month, and we'll talk next time.
That's right. As always, keep asking questions. We'll keep answering them. And it's been the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
And we're out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.